Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. This one's a little bit different. I decided to join a community server which was fully queued and fully popped with my friend Tristan, or otherwise known as FALLRAC, also a fellow content creator. I'll link his channel down below so you guys can check out some of his videos. But for now, let's jump right into the video.
Get this guy. He's got wood.
Okay.
John.
Just like any other wipe, we began on the beach where a bunch of chaotic nakeds are running around and getting a start, just like I am.
Oh my god, there's like 8 guys on me, Tristan. 8 guys on me. Maybe more. All have bows. They're building a 3x3.
Hello. Ah!
Oh my god.
After such an interesting start, I knew it was going to be a good wipe, so I decided to respawn elsewhere and try and get to my build location.
Wanna go near there? Fuck. Go M10. On top of that snowy hill.
Yeah, we could do that.
And that is exactly what we did.
Wish you were here. There's fucking 5 snowballs. Maybe I can take them out. I'd have to hit some crazy headshots.
For those of you watching who are unfamiliar with Rust, during the Christmas season, for like about a month or 5 weeks in this case, you get like all sorts of Christmas decorations and other stuff. One of them being snowballs, and snowballs actually do about roughly 20 damage per snowball if you throw it, so they're pretty overpowered to say the least. And then along with those snowballs, there's other things like Santa's drops, which are giant, basically airdrops and smaller presents they can give you yokas and whatnot, which is probably where this kid got his yoka from.
And I am gonna live forever. Oh, the говоришь по-русски что?
This guy was slightly confused by what I asked him.
Sorry, I thought you
Basically,
spoke Russian.
I just asked him if he spoke
Oh,
any
this guy's
Russian.
sneaking up behind you,
My
behind you, behind you,
background is
behind you!
Russian, so I'm able to speak fluently. Now, I'm usually not that big of a dick when it comes to Rust. I usually am pretty friendly, but in this case, I just got on the server and I had nothing, so when I said that I would pick this kid up, I lied and ended up just taking his bow and running. Sorry, not sorry.
Man, I can't.
You little cocksucker.
Oh my god, what a shot! Tristan, I'm actually doing pretty good.
This is what I meant by presents and whatnot. During the month of January, like Santa comes around with one large present, and small presents spawn around individuals and groups of people. So you're able to get a start quite fast actually, and you're able to get all sorts of good stuff out of these presents, like yokas, water pipes, sometimes airdrops, HQM, all kinds of stuff.
I have 1,000 stars. Here, let's get on the same server.
Invited you, donkey.
No, he didn't.
Oh, now you made it.
Just stop.
This wipe, we decided to go with a very simple 4x4. They're very cheap to put up. They're fairly defendable if you can get the peaks down pretty early in the game. And if you upgrade everything to like metal and HQM, like the floors and stuff, it's actually pretty costly raid, and like once you get turrets up, it's nice. It's definitely one of my favorite like small group bases, and I think 4x4s will become a lot more popular. over the next, like, year or so, I would say. Mark my words.
Do you think I'll be able to put my shit?
What?
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Just put a frame here, and we can do a door here. You got the door. Alright, open this door up quick.
Just take, wait, is this the right layout? Okay, wait, one. Just here. It's not moose.
After we got the footprint of our base down, it was time to do a little bit of farming so we can get just the outer shell going and make sure that every doorway is upgraded to stone, and we have stone doorways and whatnot.
It's fucking about to break too.
Same.
After putting up the base and upgrading everything to stone, putting down a TC and a couple doors, we decided to go and hit up the underground tunnel station. It's a great way for early game players to get some components. It gives you a chance to get stuff like pistol bullets and 5.5. Occasionally you get milli crates, and milli crates sometimes have guns, and yeah, this is definitely one of the best ways to get comps as like a duo or even a solo.
Take my shirt.
Where is it?
I'm getting stuck. I pushed back. I pushed back. Where is this donkey?
After getting a fair bit of comps, including sewing kits, we went to recycle for cloth and metal frags so we can make better gear in order to go into military tunnels. So we can clear the scientists there and get the elite crates.
You making an actual box?
Sorry, I'm just placing No, bro, you just died to a scientist.
So after I got back from taking a small break and grabbing a drink, I went to retrieve Tristan's body from Millie tunnels because he ended up dying to a scientist.
Try and get some more cloth.
After helping Tristan retrieve his body, we rushed Millie and got the elite crates that were in the middle. Since we didn't have cards, these 3 elite crates would come in very handy because, as you can see, I got a python.
I got custom.
After securing our first military tunnels run, we got our first couple guns, called in the airdrop, slapped on the double armored door, and waited to get a couple more guns so we can go and do military tunnels once more before doing oil rig. After realizing that we didn't have a blue card, we ran over to Satish, which was the closest blue card or green card monument to us. But on our way, we got into a little scuffle, so we had to take care of that first.
Where's he running?
Oh, I'm dead. There's one more, but he's got spaz.
Where?
He's on my body. He was hiding like on the satellite thing, right next to where he killed the first kid.
Both dead.
Nice. I literally got one tap,
We're
bro.
loaded.
Let's keep a look at it, guys.
One's dead. Another one on me. He's pretty
to your right.
close.
After killing a couple of people and getting some scrap and components, Ended up running back to base while Tristan got the blue card. I ended up giving some of the leftover stuff to those guys because it seems like a lot of the server was progressing quite slowly due to the fact that maybe they might have been new or something. So I felt kind of bad and left them the rest.
I've got like 3 of them.
Bro just asked how to view the map and half the server just.
Right when I got back, it was nighttime, so I took a small break.
Bro, what?
While I took a break, Tristan was out and he got a red card and some scraps. We were able to make a level 2 workbench in order to make meds and more ammo.
2 red cards. I went all the way to airfield.
Shortly after crafting that workbench, I went to do military tunnels once more.
What gun?
Ooh, airdrop.
Got another place on.
Laptops.
Terrible, pretty terrible. Grab everything. People, kids coming through, kids coming through.
Shortly after depositing all the loot, Tristan headed out to our neighbor's house to door camp him for a little bit. He ended up opening both of his doors to his main loot, meaning Tristan went all the way deep, got his TC, and all of his resources. After grabbing the resources, I ended up just depoting at home, and then we went to buy a mini copter so we can go and do large rig.
Just open up the door. Like a little donkey. You think 250 is enough?
It should be. I don't know, bro.
It's more than what we had before.
For those of you who are new to Rust or are just starting out, if you go over to Outpost or Bandit Camp, you're able to acquire minicopters. Minicopters are run on low-grade fuel or animal fat, which is then turned to low-grade, or crude oil, which is then refined into low-grade once again. So the whole thing is operated by low-grade, and what Tristan was asking if 250 low-grade was enough for us to get to where we wanted to go, which was large rig. Before getting to rig, we decided to stop by and repair our mini because something happened to us along the way, and basically we got shot up by a bunch of SAMs.
I don't want to waste my food.
Now, I don't want to spoil anything, but this base sadly was not a large oil base. We did end up raiding it and getting all the way to main loot. Sadly, it was not a rig base how we assumed it was. Sometimes bases can be very deceiving.
Alright, ready?
Large oil at the moment. I think anyone took it, honestly. Imagine
Yeah.
no one. There's a good chance
There's
that large
two bases.
might be being taken right now.
I'm just gonna land on the helipad, so.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
For the sake of the video, in order to make it more concise, I'm just gonna show you guys like what loot I ended up getting on rig, because everyone knows how a large rig is done. There's, you kill the scientist, you loot the crate, you know, and that's that. Besides the crate, we ended up getting like a couple airdrops as well, so we called those in. They ended up coming during the nighttime. We looted the crate and went to Outpost to recycle.
Okay, so
And another launcher.
couple satchels and
Ooh.
39.
39 here. Oh, you didn't even check it, Vinny.
Using the cover of the night, we took our mini copter and flew everything that we had over to Outpost so we could recycle and buy low grade.
Take this to recycle.
Dude, I literally came and pulled this.
It has like a modified thing.
Maybe, I don't know. That was help. Someone.
Shortly after we got home, we did some base upgrades and then called in our airdrop. Shortly after getting a C4, we saw that Millie was being taken, so we decided to go and counter.
He's behind me, he's behind me. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die.
Sadly,
Come,
things
come,
didn't really
please,
go
I'm
as
dead,
planned
dude.
here and ended up dying to a bow kid ratting. I ended up taking a break after this, but fast forward about an hour and we went to go do large rig once again.
You are.
This guy's the biggest fucking loot whore, like the only.
After calling in the heavies, a group came to counter on a mini copter
drop
and
him on
only
the
one of
ball.
them got dropped up on the ball. So we had to take care of it.
He peeks, he's dead. Oh, it's right here.
Not really anything good. I got a grenade launcher if you want it. I just want one AK.
Yeah.
Nice. No,
Ew.
no AK.
Large furnace. Oh, we got aiming module. That was actually.
Yeah. You know what? That's clutch.
Semi.
That's.
Sadly, the crate didn't have like AKs or C4 or anything crazy, but the one thing that we did get that we really wanted was an aiming module. This would allow us to do the MLRS rocket system raid and basically allow us to, you know, do what we wanted to do this entire wipe day.
Dude,
If we nose dive into the water, I'm gonna be upset.
you see the island right there. bro.
Arriving at
That's fine,
Outpost, we
pull
did
up,
some
and then
recycling, bought some
Go up to the
materials like low grade and cloth, and we flew back
And then I
home.
can buy it and then land me on the roof. Pull up to the shop. Pull.
Shortly after getting home, we noticed that cargo was out, so we decided to send it right on. Sadly, my recording corrupted, so I wasn't able to record what we got out of cargo, but basically it was like a bunch of armored doors and, you know, things that we needed. The crates were decent. It wasn't anything crazy. I believe we ended up getting an AK from it. That's about it.
So,
At this point of the night, it was starting to get a little late, so we did want to do this raid. We had some boom lying around, and we finally got our hands on an MLRS module. I waited for Tristan to come pick me up. I ended up bagging another teammate of mine, and we headed on our way to the desert, where we saw a base that was getting built a couple hours ago. We were hoping that this was going to be an online raid, but you guys will see.
Big deal. You just land me right in the middle, like people usually do. Wait, where was that 2x1? That was it, wasn't it?
or not, dude.
Huh?
I have no idea.
No, it was in the other
Where do
bay.
you want me to drop you?
Our first stop was the abandoned military station, so we could load up the MLRS rockets, insert the module, and fire them at the base that we wanted to hit. After having some technical difficulties, we finally got it to work, and we headed on our way.
Just fucking fire it up. Dude, I don't even give a
Alright, let's go, baby!
Tristan, I actually got a locker, dude. I'm pretty pissed, bro. Wait, there's a
Oh,
kid,
there's
there's kids. He's got a gun, I think. He's hazy. Yo, first time LRS raid. No, I'm hyped. I'm gonna just C4 whatever.
That's donkey.
Land me on the roof.
No,
As
Wait,
you can
wait,
tell by our
2C4,
reactions,
2C4,
we're
let's-
slightly disappointed that they were offline. We did
Wait.
really want to do an online raid, and we just didn't check before. We assumed that they were on. Server was queued, and it was the end of the night, but you know, there's still tons
Well,
of
that was
PvP
pretty
and
sick,
things were
dude.
happening.
That was
So,
our first MRS raid.
the loot sadly wasn't that great, as you can see. These guys were just beyond poor. It didn't really matter to us because we were getting off after this anyways, and the boom was absolutely free. We had a blast during this day, so we made the best of it. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it, because this was an awesome day, and I am gonna remember it for quite some time. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.
No, we have.